In a moment, equal parts grace, humor, and live TV tension, Dakota Johnson turned what could have been an unforgettable fashion blunder into late-night television gold, with nothing but charm, quick thinking, and a single tissue. The date? June 2nd. The stage? The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon. The moment? On the edge of chaos. There are wardrobe malfunctions, and then there's this a narrowly avoided nip slip that played out in real time under the blinding lights of 30 Rock. As cameras rolled and millions watched, Dakota Johnson once again found herself wrestling with the unpredictable beast that is live television fashion. But where others might have panicked, the 50 Shades of Grey star delivered a masterclass in improvisation. Wearing a daring Ferragamo dress with a neckline that plunged deeper than expected, or at least deeper than the camera angles were willing to tolerate, Johnson instantly realized she was in a precarious position. "This is the wrong outfit," she confessed mid-interview, turning to Jimmy Fallon with a smirk that only half masked her concern. "My eyes are up here." The crowd laughed. Fallon chuckled, but Johnson wasn't entirely kidding. The neckline, elegant though it was, had become the uninvited co-star of the evening, and as the interview rolled on, Johnson became increasingly distracted, adjusting the dress, shifting in her seat, and glancing downward more than once. It was subtle at first, the kind of micro-adjustments you only notice when you've been there before. But the concern was growing. "Tell me if there's a problem," she said, almost breaking character. Fallon, always the affable host, quipped back without hesitation. "There's almost a problem, but not quite. Cue the suspense music, because in the world of live television, almost is one blink away from going viral." And Fallon knew it. Then came the tissue. With no blanket or coverage nearby, this isn't Survivor after all, Fallon did what any resourceful talk show host would do. He reached behind his desk and pulled out the next best thing. A simple, ordinary tissue. Yes, a tissue. In that moment, a small square of paper became the unsung hero of late-night TV. Johnson, ever the professional, didn't hesitate. With a smile, she took the tissue and tucked it into the neckline of her dress. "That's good," she joked, glancing down with a knowing laugh. "When I have a cold, that's what I do." The audience erupted. The internet braced itself. And somewhere, a PR manager sighed in relief. The tissue didn't last long. Like a bench player called into a finals game, it served its purpose briefly but memorably. Johnson, sensing the moment had passed, eventually handed the napkin back to Fallon. "Do you want to keep this?" she asked with raised eyebrows. Fallon grinned, channeling every fanboy impulse he could summon. "I'm putting this on eBay this evening." Whether he was serious or not remains a mystery, but the bit had already taken on a life of its own. Clips of the exchange began circulating within minutes. GIFs were born, headlines were written, and somewhere deep in the algorithm of YouTube's trending page, Dakota Johnson's name began its meteoric climb. But to understand the brilliance of the moment, you need to understand this wasn't her first rodeo. This was not Dakota Johnson's first wardrobe malfunction in prime time. Just last year, in an equally high-profile appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Johnson suffered a different kind of fashion snafu. The left strap of her Bottega Veneta dress unhooked itself mid-interview, as casually and uninvitedly as a rogue phone notification. For Johnson, it was humor. It was grace. It was self-deprecation and sly confidence and just the right touch of absurdity. In that moment, tissue in hand, laughter in the room, Dakota Johnson wasn't just the guest on The Tonight Show. She was the MVP of the night. And as Fallon later joked about putting the tissue on eBay, fans online were already immortalizing the moment in memes, fan edits, and think pieces. In the ever-churning pop culture machine, Johnson had once again delivered a headline without even trying. Because when the lights shine brightest and the cameras are rolling, Dakota Johnson doesn't flinch. She folds a tissue, flashes a grin, and keeps the show rolling. That's showbiz, that's style, That's Dakota.